my recording has just gone on, so welcome. Tonight we're going to work on a variety of areas, but I think the abs will be my preference. So hopefully it'll be your preference as well. And we're going to try one new exercise as well in tabletop position, which is quite exciting. It seems to work the abs, which is great. And we might even try it with the loop band. So if you have a loop band ready, you could always put that on when we try it tonight. So I have mine ready. So because we're at home, then if you've got your weights, that would be really good to use, to bring in. And so I might bring the weights a little bit into the warm-up. And that's pretty much it, I think. So yeah, it's going to be sort of, let's just see how we get on. But yeah, definitely a bit of a preference of the abs, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's have a think. Let's do something slightly different tonight. So for the beginning, we're going to come onto the side of the mat, on one end of the mat. Let me just pull mine out a little bit. My cat is actually, this is a yoga mat, this one. This is what I usually start with. And she's pulling it up with her claws. So we're starting at the edge of the mat. And first of all, we're just going to just roll the shoulders. Tommy's rumbling. And you're going to just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then out through the mouth, pulling in through the abdominals. Then we're going to breathe in again. And then let all the stress out through the mouth. Then we're just going to bend the knees slightly and just push against the knees, not the knees, sorry, the thighs. So you're going to feel a little bit of stretch in the hamstrings. So we're pushing the bottom away from us. And then we're going to just come down, keep the knees bent, and then come down onto your knees. And we're going to take the arms out wide. We're going to do a little press up, or maybe we'll do two. Keeping that abdominals contracted, coming back. And we're going to step back into the heels. Just come up slowly. Roll the shoulders. Okay, and then I'm going to just come back into the middle of the mat. You're then going to just push the bottom behind, and rather than going all the way down this time, we're going to just roll and just hold that position. Let the head drop. Then push the bottom behind, look in front of you, stretching back and breathing, and roll. And just start to come up, breathing out through the mouth, and then roll each shoulder. Okay, then we're just going to take one arm up, and we're just going to lift and lower into the, mobilizing the shoulder blades. And bring the elbow down and the arm, take it up to the other side, and just a nice squeeze, lift and lower. And then bend the elbow, coming back down. Okay. Then we're going to just take the arms out in front, squeezing the shoulders forwards and back. And staying in that position, we're going to just take that little twist behind, So we're actively trying to contract the abdominals. So you can just feel a little bit of a stretch in there, in the waist as well. Just breathe how you want to. Just nice deep breaths. Bringing those arms down. And now we're going to go straight into circle. All the way back, well, wherever you feel comfortable with. And then we're going to bring them forwards, over and forwards. And bring the arms down. And just squeeze the shoulders up. And release them. Next we're going to just take the feet out quite wide. What we're going to do is just go across. So we're actually sort of working into a twist of the waist. We don't go too mad. Keeping a nice upright position. Then we're going to hold that twist. Bring it back into the middle. Take it over to the other side. Then bring it back into the middle. And then we're going to take our weights. If we have them, you don't have to have them. So in both hands. And we're just going to take it over into a bend, a side bend, so pulling in through the abdominals as well. Then gently up and over to the other side. Pulling all the way up, roll the shoulders. Okay, let's do a little bit on the arms with the weights. So we're going to just take the arm back, and actually today we're going to do it like that. Yeah. So today, if you hold your weight rather than we normally have it flat, so the palms facing upwards, we're going to put it in what we call a hammer position, and we're going to just take it straight behind and bring it back. So you can either do this in standing, or I always prefer to bring one knee forwards. I think it just gives you a better position for balance, but also I think it makes it a little bit more of a challenge, because you're having to, the weight is, it's to do with weight, isn't it? I can't explain it. So just having a quick look at what you're doing. Don't go too fast, because otherwise you'll end up not getting the benefit. So then we're going to take it back, straighten, and hold that position. And just squeeze the shoulder sort of in slightly, if that makes sense, or behind. And then just bend the elbow, coming up if you need to, then straighten that arm, and feel free just to give that a bit of a move, a bit of a release. And then we'll take it to the other side, and if you want to, you can do your one knee forward, the other one leg back in that hammer position, and take it back. So I'm going to look behind me and just see how you're doing. Push it back. That's it. Looking forwards and squeeze that shoulder. It's interesting because, you know, you might want to sort of lift the shoulder up like this, but see if you can bring that shoulder down and stabilize it. Okay, let's just take that straight on that arm and hold that position. Then bend the elbow, bring that arm down, hand down, and then just roll the shoulder or just lift and lower, whatever you want to do. Okay, then what we could do is we can just take the arms up in front and we're just going to take them out, bring them in. So what we're looking for is as we take them out, we do a little squeeze into your shoulders, into the shoulder blades. And then we'll just bring those elbows, bring them together, or as close as you can. Squeeze up, down slightly. And then what I'm going to do is just stretch the arms up, and now they're facing. Right, I'm going to come down a little bit so you can see. If I do this, we're going to stretch the arms up, and then you're going to come inwards like this. And then as you come up, you're going to stretch, and then bring the elbows together as you come down. It's quite difficult to do actually, especially as the weights get heavier. That's it. And you can feel that in your shoulders. This is your last one. Good, it's looking like you've got good control. And then just bring the arms down. I'll come back up. And again, just this little squeeze, whatever feels good for you really to release them off. Then we'll do our dumb waiter with or without weights. You don't have to do it with weights. See how it feels. Let's roll those shoulders down first, pulling in through the abdominals, and then you've got that squeeze out and come in again. It's quite easy to do it like this, but have a quick look. If you can see what you're doing, just see if you can, because I've just been doing it too high. Try and keep the hands in line with your elbows, because it's easier if it's like this. See, that's easy. This is more of a challenge. And let's add some pulses. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to feel that in your shoulder blades. This will be your last one. Bringing it in, bringing it down. Great, okay. Just a little release. And then we'll put I'll put the weights here actually. Just bring the weights down for a second. Then we'll do a little bit on with our stretch for our necks. So just the normal basic stretch where we just take it over to the one side first, trying to relax the shoulders. Then bring it into the middle and over to the other side. Into the middle. Then that lovely stretch where we take the hands behind, and we're going to think about really sort of putting the pressure into the palms and tucking that chin. I don't want you lifting the chin up. let's just do one more. Release. Excellent. Next thing we can do, let's bring the weights back in actually. So it's a bit more upper body. And we're going to do some leg work as well at the same time. So what we're going to do first is, as we lift the knee, we're going to lift both arms and we're going to bring it down. So always stay on that same side for now with regard to the knee. And you can really try and slow this down for good balance work. So just think about staying tall in the torso. We've only got one more left on this side now. Ooh. And shake the legs. Then just place the other foot firmly down and we're going to lift. So it's just working in the front of the shoulders, depending on how heavy the weights are. Breathing out and in. Last one. There was one that we did last week which is quite good for the abdominals, so, and you can use your weights for this, but if they're quite heavy you might not want to. So I'm going to pass on the weights, but I'll show you what I mean first and you can decide. So this was the one where we just did a little step back, bring the arms up, and then we bring the knee in. So it's there's quite a lot of work going on in the arms for that one. So let's have a go. So stretch out, bring the knee in and stretch. Or you could try it without first and then try it with. But I want that to, like, you know, think about the squeeze. So don't just lift. I can see people just lifting the knee like this. I don't want you to just lift the knee. I want you to bring the knee up and I want you to kind of squeeze into it. So this is where it will really work your abs. It's a crunch basically, a standing crunch. Last one. But it's without putting pressure on your neck, etc. That's good. And we'll change it over to our side. I'll stay on this side so I can see you. Okay, so when you're ready, taking the other leg back, crunch it in. Raises the heart rate as well. Can't remember how many we did, but we'll do one more. That was 10. So you can feel that, can't you? So I mean, I can feel that on my shoulders without weights, so it just shows, doesn't it? So good. So that's probably raised the heart rate a bit, and because of that we might as well keep it a little bit raised. So let's take the feet wide and let's bend the knees. So I don't need your weights now, but you could use them if you want to, and just bring that circle in. And then we're going to change direction. And last one. Good. Okay. Let's bring the feet in. And then we're just going to do some little pedals, lifting the heels. And just see if those shoulders feel a bit tight, just give them a, sort of loosen them off a bit if you can. And then we'll just lift the heels and then just let them which is quite nice. So you can you can just bring the arms up a bit if you want to. So you can lift the heels and lower. I've got a lot of clicking going on in my ankles. Right, 2 more. And I think we're pretty much done. All we're going to do now is just open the toes, lift and open them, and relax and lift the heels and bring them down. Then just a few circles of each ankle, going both ways. And then changing over to the other side. Okay, great, and just shake it out. And here comes my little. I let my kitten now. I'm actually letting her out, but it's only been only a few days, so she's just come back in. It's a bit scary. Okay, we're going to come down onto our mats. It's a bit scary because it's a very busy road here at the moment while I'm here. But it's a big garden at the back. A nice big garden. Right, so this looks a bit wonky. Let's bring this down. That's it. And then I'll just bring all of the things down. Excellent, okay. I can see you yawning, Amanda. It's been one of those days, isn't it? I understand that. So you just take that away a bit. Do that. So bring down, yes, of course you can bring weights down if you want to, your loop band. Right, let's have a look. How does it? Yeah, that's all in the picture. So I think we start off tonight in crook position. So onto our backs with our knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Righty ho. So, okay, brilliant. It's coming down a little bit. What we're going to do first is just lift the back, very subtle movement, lifting the back and then lowering it so as you breathe out. So you should always be kind of thinking about contracting, kind of navel slightly to spine as you breathe out, and as you release, breathe in and let the tummy expand. Just relax there for a second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just do a little lift, squeezing the bottom and then lower. But it doesn't have to be, it's a pelvic tilt rather than a shoulder bridge, because we'll do shoulder bridge a bit later. So pelvic tilt and release. And then just release back down, and then we take the elbows out to the side. You could use a weight if you want to, but don't go too heavy. And it's our rotator cuff work. So it's just that initial, just the forearm coming back towards the floor, Then just bring the arms back as you know in the beginning position, and then we're going to stretch the arms up, palms facing inwards. We got that little imprints with the back, chin slightly tucked, so we're going to come into our rib cage closure. So if you want, you could just take the one weight if they're a little bit heavy, just ensuring that the back stays imprinted and also that you don't strain the shoulders as you take it back. I can feel a massive difference, you know, just one kilogram. So keep the rib cage soft. And we're just bringing the arms back up like this. Then bend the elbows and remove the weight. Oops. Okay, next we're just going to do our sliding legs with the arms as well. So you're going to just slide away and take the arm back and coming back in. So nice and simple. Again, this time we've got a sort of a neutral position in the spine. We want to try and maintain that as well. So we have the last one now. And then just coming into, we're going to do 100 next. So you could put yourself into whichever position you want to be in. I think I'll try tabletop today, but you can keep the feet down if you want to. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to come up if you can, and you're going to start to pulse. $20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and bring the knees in, bring the head down, and take the, if you feel the neck's a bit tight, just take it from head from side to side, and then just bring the feet down and just stretch if you feel that you need that extra little stretch for the tummy. So we're going to do a bit more tummy work now. So let's just bring the feet back up again, and again we're going to go into tabletop position and do our toe taps. So just nice and steady, that nice breath outwards as we tap it down. Bring the knees into the chest. And then back into tabletop. Let's just try something slightly different. This is not the new move that I was talking about. But as you, normally you go down, directly down. See if you can go down across a little bit, but keeping the hips and everything stable, and that knee. It's a bit more of a challenge. And you'll feel that a little bit more in the side. And if you need to keep it close, you can, but just come across a little bit. Just be careful with your back. We'll just do 2 more, and then bring the knees in. We've then got single leg stretch, so we're going to bring that knee in, stretch the other leg, and come and stretch out, and come up to lifted if that works for you. Bring those knees in and directly out into double leg stretch. You've got all your variations there. Bring the knees in and just have a quick rest. Bring the feet down to the floor. Okay, so we're going to go back to the kind of bridge position of the pelvic curls, etc. So sometimes it's more comfortable to take the block away to see how you feel. So we're going to start just with that squeeze, and then just releasing back down. Squeeze up and release. So we're squeezing the glutes, releasing. We're going to hold that one up now. What we're going to do now, let's lift the heels and then lift toes. Heels and toes. Last one. Keep those heels down. Roll back down through the vertebrae. Relax, then just stretch each leg. And then we're going to squeeze and lift back up again. We're going to lift one leg. We can straighten it if we can, if not, keep the knee bent. And then we're going to bend the knee. And now we're going to see if we can tap down and lift. So we're keeping the other hip. It's doing all the work, all the glutes on that side. Slowly. Let's do one more if we can. And then bring that leg down. Now just place the foot, just readjust if you need to. Put all the weight in there, get all the weight into that side. So we're stretching up first. And then we're bending the knee. And we're going to tap down. So is this your better side or your worse side? It's normally the worst side. We normally go on the easier side first. Last one, just squeeze up a bit more. And then bring it down. And just roll down through the vertebrae. And stretch each leg. Okay, I'm going to take my block back underneath. Then we're going to try this new move out, and I think we might try it with the band on actually. So we're going to come up first into tabletop position. So back slightly imprinted. Bring the knees together and the feet together. Now there's Bella. Hello Bella. So, and from this position, we're going to just open out with the knees, but keep the feet together and close. So start off, and then you'll start to get the feel for it. And the nice way to do it is actually to raise the head. So I like to support my neck and just see how that feels. If you try and get the breathing, when I was just trying it earlier, I was breathing out and in. Can you feel that in your abdominals? So I think by using a loop band, we're going to add a bit more intensity to the move. We'll try that after. And we'll do one more. Bring the head down, just bring the knees into the chest. And then what we'll do is we'll come up, or I'll tell you what we'll do. If you do I'm not stretching my legs out at the moment. If you'd like to do some roll ups and roll downs, if you do 3 of those, so you can straighten your legs and then come back down into this crook position. Before you do that, stay seated once you've done the 3, and then we can put our bands on. That would help, wouldn't it? Hello. Good girl. Oh, it's raining out there. I'm just keeping a check on how you're doing. Excellent. So if you want, you can put your loop band on now. Obviously there's no requirement to. It's entirely up to you. And then just rolling back down into position, and we'll bring the legs up into your tabletop position. So feet are together, knees together. Now we're going to open and close. So with heads down at the moment on the block. I like that. That's great for your abductors, the sides here. I'd even say it works a little bit in the adductors, which is inside. And then if you want, you can come up into a sort of slightly raised position and try it again. So the feet are kind of keeping together, heels are together, and breathing out as we open, breathe in as you return. It makes a difference if you do follow the breathing, and you can feel that in the abdominals. I think you can. You'll have to let me know if you feel it. I mean, we can feel it other places in the legs. Last one, and bring the knees in and come down, and let's just bring the feet down to the floor a second. We just want to give your back, so I think we can do another exercise. What we'll do is we'll take the band and put it around the feet, and we can do that one. I call it the physio exercise because my physio gave it to me ages ago. So you're just going to stretch away. Can you feel it here? And then come back into a tabletop position, and then stretch away and come back in. Hips are clicking. We'll do one more on each side. And bring the knees in. And you can just flick off, you can flick that band off. Right, so we'll finish off on our backs with ab prep variations of. So hands behind the head, So you're going to keep the head nice and heavy if you can. We're going to contract the abdominals. We're going to lift and lower. So just get your positioning right. Keeping that back imprinted. Okay, just bring the head down for a second, and then go straight into lifting that knee. It's painful sometimes. And then as you lift, bring the knee in, stretch away. You can just feel the intensity. It's completely changed. Feel that a bit more under the rib cage. Last one. Just bring the head down for a second. Whew. Right, lift the other leg up. When you're ready, breathing out as you stretch up or contract up. One more. Wow, okay. And then you can bring the knees into your chest, or you can stretch them away from you. And you can always take your arms over if you want to. Stretch into your shoulders. And then feel free just to lay there for a second. Just let the shoulders relax. Just take a nice deep breath. Prepare yourself for the rest. So bring the knees in. We're going to roll up. Okay. So let's just do some side work. So we're coming down. We're stretching the arm out. We're going to do a leg kick and then a leg lift. So we've got the leg in a flex position. We're going to kick it forwards just slightly, take it back a little bit, and then lift and lower. And we're trying to also keep the hips steady and stable. All the time the abdominals are working for this as well, helping to stabilise you. We'll just do one more. Bring that leg down, excellent. Then let's just bend the knees into our clam position. We're going to open and close. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do one, I'm going to change this. Open the knees for one, then we're going to open the feet, and then we're going to open the knees. So I always like to have a couple of seconds hold. Yeah, so that's what the move is, and all the time you've got that little lift under your waist. It's quite a different feeling, isn't it, in the glutes when you do it this way. Different areas to there. Okay, we've got one more of each. So opening the knees and opening the feet, and relax, and then we'll come up, we'll take it over to the other side. Stretching the arm, flexing the foot, we've got that kick forwards, take it back slightly and lift. Take it back so you can sort of feel the squeeze in your bottom as you take it back. Let's just do one more. And then bring it into our clam position. So we got that, open the knees, open the feet. Hold, hold, hold. And hold. So you really want to feel that squeeze before you hold it. And feel it here. Okay, we're getting there. We'll do one more. And release. Well done. Okay, then we're going to just come onto our backs. Stretch each leg out if you need to. Then we'll take the right leg over the left for a bit of a glute stretch. Just draw that leg in. And just encourage the knee away from you. And release. Let's change it over to the other side. And draw in if you can. And release. And then we've just got our hip rolls now. So arms can go out to the side. And just nice and slow, you can take the head to the opposite side. Then bring it into the middle and over to the other side. So last one, and then you're going to come up into the middle, and then bring the knees into the chest to come up, to help you come up into your seated position. Stretch into the inner thighs. Okay, so let's just squeeze the shoulders up. And just let them release slowly. And breathe. Take the arms out. Take a breath in. And out. And in again. and out. And then give yourselves a big clap. Thank you very much.